we're on the floor of the Photo Plus Expo Hall, and I'm here with Renee Robyn. And Renee is a kick-ass, sorry if I offended anyone, composite artist. And she shoots all of her components herself all over the world. And she gets to travel everywhere. And she sees things through a different creative eye because she used to be a fashion model. So I thought we would spend a couple of minutes with Renee and just find out what makes her tick. So thanks for joining me.
Yeah,
it's great to see you.
It's good to see you again.
So I thought I'd share with members a few little glimpses of your work. Tell us a little bit about how you got into the compositing photography, where that came from, and where you think you're headed, and what just drives you. What is your inspiration?
How I got into composite photography was mostly because I was involved in a motorcycle crash, and I come from an illustration background. And so I had been taking photos for a short period of time, and I wanted to be able to bring the world to me because I couldn't get to the world. So that was my way of bridging illustration and photography and being completely bedridden at the time. So yeah, that's kind of where that came from. Yeah.
And you've talked before about trying to put how you felt into an image to tell a story.
Yeah.
And those light bulb moments, like where it came to you. Talk a little bit about that and what that feels like for that creative moment to happen.
That can be tricky because that means that you have to get real with yourself about the emotion and what it feels like, and then try to put that out there into the universal ooze to be like, all right, deliver me away, or let's figure out a way to translate that. So I have an image of a girl jumping off a building with little tiny wings, and that one, I think, for anybody who's done anything that's a little bit bigger than themselves, like maybe a large, scary commitment, it really feels like jumping off of something really tall and your stomach lurches into you, right? Like, you know, when you're a little kid, I don't know how many people swim, but if you're a little kid, you jump off the 3-meter board for the first time, and you're standing up there and you're like, oh my God, this is not happening,
It may as well be 20.
It might as well be like 4 or 5 miles high, yeah, right? Because you're just like, oh God, that's kind of what that feels like, you know? And so when it came to creating that image, I was sleeping on a plane on a red eye, going from Vancouver to Halifax.
Yeah.
And in the middle of my sleep, I woke up and I was like, I have it.
And
it all came together. Yeah. And I opened up my notebook. I always have a notebook on me, and I just started writing everything down. And I shot it and edited it on, like, I'd been awake for 2.5 days. By the time we were finished, we just like did it, published it, done. And it was like the whole story that went behind that.
And I know that image, and I think it's brilliant. I love it. And it does convey that feeling so accurately. Yeah. Everybody can relate to it, and I think that's an exceptional example of that particular story that you had to tell. So where do you think you are headed creatively right now?
It's really hard to say where I'm actually headed creatively because this whole career was very accidental. I don't really know where that came from. It was just, it was literally an accident. It was a motorcycle crash. If it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have been shooting full time as quickly as I had been.
Sure.
There was actually a running joke 6 years ago that I was never going to be a professional photographer because my photos were so bad. So it's kind of amazing what desperation will do to you when you're like, I need to eat.
That's good news for a lot of us.
Yeah, right? Well, that's just it. So to say where it's going, I'm not really sure. I just hope that whatever I wind up doing, I'm still happy.
Yeah.
I'm still enjoying whatever like that creativity is.
Yeah, and just trusting where it goes.
Exactly, right? So, I mean, who knows where I could go. I could get into writing. I could get into, like, I don't know, I could get into anything. I don't know, right? But I just know that I'll still be creative. It's really unlikely I'll get into fashion or music because I'm really bad at both. But I was really bad at photos at one time too, so who knows?
I think you're too hard on yourself.
I'm really bad at both of those, though.
Well, I know you need to get off to a photo walk.
I'm doing my first photo walk today, which is really nerve-wracking.
You'll kill it. It'll be great. So thank you so much for spending some time with us.
No worries.
Glad
Thanks
to
so
see
much.
you again.
It's good to see you.
All right.
And thanks for watching.